Hi guys, Robbie46 here, and the wait is finally over. MotoGP is back on track with the testing. They went out today for the first day of testing at Sepang. They had good weather, which always is a good sign, and pretty much everyone went out on track apart from Yoni Hernandez, who is currently injured, but he will be at the Sepang 2 test later on this month. His bike was ridden by Michele Pirro, who we've seen the past 2 seasons as Ducati's test rider. But Rossi set a good time, well, the quickest time early on in the day, and it pretty much stood there for the whole day until right near the end, where really unknown rider called Marc Marquez set a really quick time, a tenth quicker than Rossi. Marquez set a 2-minute dead .2. Rossi set a 2-minute dead .3, just a tenth behind Marquez. So there's also a few test riders out and about testing for the various factories. Repsol, Honda, obviously testing their new bike. Yamaha, they were testing a new exhaust, a shorter exhaust, and an exhaust which has a grill cover where the air comes out, and basically it's to try and stop flame escape, which is a shame because that's one thing I did like about the Yamahas, is when you occasionally got a flame out the exhaust, but I don't think we'll be seeing that anymore. And obviously to stop debris and gravel getting in there if the riders have a off-track excursion. Now we've seen the Ducati and the Hondas with them in previous years, so Yamaha have finally put it on their exhausts. So in third was Jorge Lorenzo. He did a 2-minute dead .5, just a tenth behind Rossi, 2 tenths off of Marquez. Last year when they were doing winter testing, Rossi and Lorenzo were doing really well in testing, topping most of the tests, until Bridgestone decided to change the tyres, which didn't suit them at all, and that's when all the problems started for Lorenzo. I'm hoping that Bridgestone don't do that again this year, because at the moment it's all looking pretty close. I know that testing's completely different from racing, and testing, obviously they're just trying out new parts for their bike and just getting used to their new bikes, and just really got to do one fast lap as opposed to loads of fast laps over a race period. But I'm hoping that Bridgestone don't change the tyres again to suit the Hondas more like they did last year. Otherwise, it's all looking pretty good at the moment. Andrea Dovizioso was fourth, 2 minutes .6, well, under a tenth behind Lorenzo, so really quick time from him. Testing out the Ducati GP 14.3, the GP15 will be ready for the second Sepang test later on this month. Really looking forward to seeing what that looks like, and all the specs and that of that bike. But yeah, not here yet, but it would be good to see what Dovi and Iannone can do on that bike, ready for the second Sepang test. Dani Pedrosa was fifth with a 2-minute .7, a tenth behind Dovizioso. It's all pretty close at the top. Pedrosa did have a small crash in the session, but it wasn't a big one. Didn't do any damage, didn't injure himself, so it's all okay. Pol Espargaro was sixth with 2-minute dead .9. He in the morning he was third quickest. He did have 3 yams in the top 3 slots, but obviously a few other riders went a bit quicker towards the end of the day. And Pol Espargaro is the first rider to crash of 2015. He didn't injure himself, which is good, so he did get to go back out. Andrea Iannone was 7th, 2 minutes 1.4, 4/10 off of Pol Espargaro. But it's good to see Andrea back in the in the factory team. I know we saw him at the end of last season testing on the factory Ducati. So I'm expecting good things from Iannone this season. He did surprise me last year. When he's on it, he's really quick. Obviously, with the tyre situation, he couldn't make him last. But I mean, he was prone to crashing as well. But when he stayed on the bike, he was really quick. So hopefully, he can stop crashing and have some good fights at the front. In 8th was Stefan Bradl on the Forward Racing Yamaha, and just to note that NGN have pulled out, so Forward Racing have lost that sponsor, but they have got another sponsor for another 3 years, which they haven't announced yet, but they will do at some point, obviously. Yeah, he did a 2 minute 1.5, so just a 10th behind Iannone. Bradley Smith in 9th, 2 minute 1.7, again a 10th behind Stefan Bradl. Was expecting him to be a little bit higher than that, Bradley, but as long as he keeps it rubber side down, then it's all good at the moment. Cal Crutchlow in 10th. Again, I was expecting him to be a little bit higher. 2 minutes 1.7. He was only 6 thousandths of a second behind Bradley Smith. There's virtually nothing in it, but Bradley Smith and Cal Crutchlow 1.4 off of Marquez. I know Crutchlow's still adapting to the bike, so hopefully little by little we'll get there. As will Scott Redding in 11th on the Estrella Galicia Mark VDS factory Honda. 2 minutes 1.9, 0.2 off of Crutchlow, 1.6 off of Marquez. He's getting there as Redding. I did see this morning he was quite far down the timing sheets, but he's adapting more to a more powerful bike and he's getting used to it now. So hopefully by the time we go racing, he'll be at the sharp end. Michele Pirro in 12th for the Pramac Racing Ducati. 2 minute 1.9. 0.03 of a second off of Scott Redding and 1.6 off of Marquez. Danilo Petrucci, he did a 2 minute 2.1 in 13th place. A 10th off of Michele Pirro and 1.8 off of Marquez. The first of the factory Suzuki's, Alicia Spargaro, in 14th. He did a 2 minute 2.2, which was only 0.08 of a second off of Danilo Petrucci, 1.9 off of Marquez. Hopefully the factory Suzuki boys can start getting the much needed data for their bike and obviously setups, and start making more progress. Alvaro Bautista in 15th. He actually surprised me. On the factory Aprilia with Grassini. 2 minute 2.2. He was 0.06 of a second off of Alicia Spargaro. 2 seconds off of Marc Marquez. I wasn't actually expecting the Aprilias to be that high already, but as a good lap he put in. He did have some electrical issues to begin with, but he did get them sorted. So 15th for Bautista. 16th Hiroshi Ayama for HRC. 2 minute 2.5, 0.2 off of Alvaro Bautista. Nicky Hayden in 17th for the Drive M7 Aspar Open Honda. 2 minute 2.6, a 10th off of Ayama. 2.4 off of Marc Marquez. Hector Barbara on the Avintia Racing Ducati. He done a 2 minute 2.7. 0.001 of a second slower than Nicky Hayden. so you can't even blink that fast. Jack Miller was 19th for the LCR Open Honda, 2 minute 2.8, only a tenth off of Hector Barbera. Now we go on to another test rider, which I can't really pronounce very well, but I'll give it a go. Katsuyuki Nakasuga for the Yamaha factory test team, 2 minute 3.09. It was 0.2 off of Jack Miller, 2.8 off of Marc Marquez. Maverick Vinales still adapting to a MotoGP bike. He was in 21st place for Suzuki, 2 minutes 3.1, 7 hundredths off of Nakasuga, and 2.9 off of Marc Marquez. Eugene Laverty on the other Drive M7 Aspar Open Honda, 2.3.2, a tenth off of Vinales. 23rd, and Mike DiMeglio for the other Aventure Racing Ducati, 2 minutes 3.8, half a second off of Laverty and 3.6 seconds off of Marc Marquez. Carl Abraham on the AB Motor Racing Open Honda, he was in 24th, 2 minutes 3.8, again another 1/1000th of a second off of Carol Abraham. Marco Melandri on the other factory Aprilia Gresini, 2 minutes 4.5, down in 26th. He was 0.3 off of... Oh no, I've missed out Loris Baz. Loris Baz was 25th, sorry, for the Forward Racing Yamaha, 2 minutes 4.1. He was 0.2 off of Abraham and 3.9 off of Marc Marquez. Melandri, 26th, 2 minutes 4.5, 3 tenths off of Baz, 4.2 seconds off of Marquez. Alex DeAngelis on the Alone Iota, 2 minutes 4.6, only a tenth off of Melandri, which ain't too bad considering that's still pretty much a CRT. Another Japanese test rider, Takumi Takahashi, 2 minutes 4.7, only 400ths of a second off DeAngelis. In 29th was Takuya Suda on the Gresini, what am I on about? The Suzuki factory test rider, 2 minutes 5.4. And in 30th place was Michael Laverty on the Aprilia as Aprilia's test rider, 2 minutes 6.1. So I will leave a picture of all the stand-ins from session 1 if you want to read through them yourself. Hopefully tomorrow we'll see increased lap times below the 2-minute mark. But yeah, that's it from me for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave this video a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I shall see you guys in the next video. See you.